Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into a really fascinating, highly specific format, the micro-short. We're going to be specifically looking at a 60 to 90-second script titled The Unsent Draft. You know, when you've literally only got a minute to scare someone, every single word, every sound cue, and every visual beat has to carry just an immense amount of weight. So we're going to unpack exactly how this script builds such intense psychological terror in such a tiny window of time.
Okay, let's dive right into this. What is the fastest way to know if you are alone in your house? I mean, really think about that. That is the inciting line of our script, typed directly into an AI chat interface. It immediately hooks you, doesn't it? It sets this incredibly uncanny tone from the very first keystroke. It's a question that plays on our absolute most primal fears, the sanctity and safety of our own homes. The writer isn't wasting any time with long exposition here. They're putting the terror right up front.
Because the format is so incredibly compressed, we can basically trace a chronological autopsy of this script to understand its mechanics. We'll track exactly how the author manipulates our heart rate over these precise 90 seconds. It's structured perfectly. We've got the setup at 15 seconds, development hitting at 35, the climax right around 55, and the twist bringing us home at 110.
Starting with Part 1, Anatomy of a Micro-Short.
The foundation of this scene is remarkably simple. We're in a dimly lit bedroom at night. Visually, we've got this tight close-up of our protagonist, Sam. We see these really tired eyes, a face illuminated only by that harsh, cold blue light of a laptop screen. But pay attention to the audio cues here. We hear soft, rhythmic key clicks and the faint, constant hum of a ceiling fan. These mundane, everyday sensory details in those first 15 seconds build a highly deceptive sense of safety. It honestly feels exactly like a late night we've all experienced, right?
Moving into Part 2, Setup and Establishing the Dread.
In this brilliantly illustrates the shift in tone. Sam hits enter on that deeply creepy question, and the AI chat interface responds instantly. Check the doors, turn off the lights, listen for breathing that does not match your own. Wow, it completely forces the character, and us, the audience, to internalize the threat. We stop looking at the safety of the screen and suddenly we hyper-fixate on the dark room around us. The script is actively making us aware of our own physical environment.
Which brings us to Part 3, Development and the Unprompted AI.
So we hit the 15 to 35 second mark and things escalate rapidly. The sound design here is literally everything. Before the AI's response, we had ambient room noise and comforting typing. But as Sam chuckles nervously and scrolls up to close the tab, the typing stops. The ambient noise just drops to dead silence. And then, a low, sub-bass drone slowly begins to build. We go right from safe isolation into impending danger. The silence itself becomes a weapon.
Now, what's really interesting about the script here is that suddenly the text box clears itself. The cursor blinks rapidly, and an completely unprompted AI response types out, "You forgot step 4." The machine is breaking its own rules. It's communicating without being asked, completely asserting control over the conversation. It's no longer an AI answering a query, it's something else entirely.
Let's look at Part 4, Climax and Breaking the Fourth Wall.
The delivery pace accelerates dramatically as we enter the 35 to 55 second window. The screen types, "Do not turn around." Sam completely freezes, hands hovering right over the keyboard. This simple, chilling, unprompted directive creates an absolutely unbearable suspense. By telling Sam not to turn around, the script confirms that the threat has actively crossed over from the digital realm into the physical space. There is absolutely something behind them.
The physical cues escalate horrifically. Sam's eyes go wide. In the reflective glass of the dark laptop screen, this tall, distorted silhouette slowly rises from the shadows of the closet behind the desk. Then, the audio strikes with total clarity. Wet, heavy footsteps on the wooden floor, and they are literally just 2 inches behind the chair, followed by a soft exhale hitting the back of Sam's neck. We've gone from a creepy chat response to an immediate, visceral invasion of personal space.
Fully panicking, Sam tries to slam the laptop shut to cut off the connection, but another line pops up automatically, this time in bold red text. "I said don't move." The machine isn't just breaking rules anymore, it's actively blocking the escape, trapping Sam right there in the chair.
And finally, Part 5, The Twist and the Final Scare.
We are in the final 15 seconds of the script, and the panic transitions into this paralyzing intimacy. So the crucial point is, a long, pale hand with elongated fingers reaches over Sam's shoulder from out of frame. It gently touches the top of the laptop screen and physically forces it back open. The entity isn't just standing behind Sam, it's interacting with the very device that started all of this. It's completely bridging the gap between the digital ghost and the physical monster.
And then, leaning in, the entity delivers a raspy whisper right into Sam's ear. Ask me another question.
Instantly, right on the word question, there is an abrupt cut to black. The script ends with total sensory deprivation. It leaves the viewer with nothing but a single, harsh static snap, and then absolute silence. It purposefully doesn't give you the release of seeing the monster attack. It just cuts the cord, leaving all of that tension completely unresolved.
So, after watching this, are you absolutely sure you're alone? That is the lasting brilliance of this script. It turns the psychological horror right back onto you, the viewer, long after the screen goes dark. It makes you question your own safety, your own dark rooms, your own glowing screens late at night. The mechanics of micro-horror are truly fascinating, and I really hope this breakdown leaves you eager to explore more of them. Thanks for diving into this explainer with me, and hey, stay safe out there.